And hello, movie lovers, and welcome to the show. And today we are going to be doing something a little different. This is going to be my intermission segment of the show. And with intermission, I'll explain that to you in a few minutes on what intermission is. But we're going to be building our mixtape for Queen. This is our mixtape, ultimate mixtape, if you will, of Queen. But this is also called Mixtape Memories of Queen. So, without further ado, let's go on ahead. Let's get on with the show. I'm excited to have, of course, pick a flick with me. So, let's do it. And how's it going, pick a flick?
I'm feeling rather regal this evening. How are you?
I'm, you know what, though? I think that we're going to end up creating some controversy with our list. That's how
I think so too. But that's good. It's nice to shake the table up a little bit.
it definitely is. It erases the predictability, if you will.
Yes.
So let me explain to everyone what intermission is. And then also too, I want to dedicate this to the ultimate playlist podcast, Brian. He has a weekly mixtape. And he has a fantastic podcast. This of course is actually dedicated to him. So just think of this as a collaboration piece or a tribute to the ultimate playlist podcast. So go ahead and check him out. I have his links and everything in the description for you guys to check out his podcast. But intermission is basically like this. Let's say that me and a pick a flick are in a movie, or sitting in line in a movie, and you're like, "Hey, what would you? Have you ever heard of Arnold Schwarzenegger coming out with a book?" No, I haven't. Next thing you know, we start talking about the Arnold Schwarzenegger book, or we talk about top 5 movies of all time or scenes of all time, and the list just keeps on going on and on. So this is just a little bit of a laid back show compared to doing movie reviews and stuff like that. But I hope you guys enjoy our intermission mixtape memory of Queen. So, without further ado, we're going to open this thing up. So, the way it's going to go is side A is going to be open to pick a flick, and then he's going to give me his track 1. Then I'll go into my track 2, and then goes back and forth between that until we actually have 10 songs from side A and 10 songs from side B, which equals out to 20 songs. And I also want to mention one last thing here. Usually, Brian winds up asking people, "What does mixtape mean to you?" So when you think of mixtape, what do you think of
To me, I think, a mixtape is anywhere that falls around six, no more than 10 songs, which is pretty much the basis of this thing. Basically, would it be considered an EP? I guess an extended play is less than 10 songs. But mixtape to me might usually be a lesser known artist that has a small amount of songs they might want to go around and promote XYZ, or it might be a bigger known artist that might throw a couple of songs that didn't make cut on a bigger album. So it usually varies for me. But a mixtape usually is not a grand release like a major album is, but it can be to, the fan base.
For me, it's either introducing people to new bands or it's introducing people to new music. Or it could just be me wooing a girl to be my girlfriend in high school and making a playlist of those said songs for her to actually know how I feel about that person. So
Mm.
that could actually be what playlist means to me, but it could mean to anything to anyone. So, without further ado, let's go on ahead. Let's open this up with side A. So, what do you have for your side A?
And I'm hoping that you don't have this song because this is a deep cut
Okay.
from their album Jazz. Uh, I hope you don't have this, but this is, I
Okay.
think, the ideal mixtape opener if you were to dig for anything Queen related. Some people might say the contrary, but my track 1 is "Let Me Entertain You."
Nope, I do not have that one.
Great, perfect. So
So,
I picked this one in particular because even though it wasn't a concert opener for Queen concerts, it was a favorite for like a couple of years before they switch up the set list. But the song pretty much describes what you can expect from a live performance from a group such as Queen. You can expect rocking and rolling and dancing in the aisles, grounds for divorce, and a tour de force. It's a pretty fun song.
okay. So you're gonna open up with that, And I like
Yeah.
the opening. I like the opening that you went with a little bit of a deep cut. I didn't have the same song that you had or anything like that. But I like the fact that you went with that. Is there a particular reason why you decided to go with that?
You know, it just tells you out front what the song title is. It wants to entertain you. It's a good pump up vibe. I didn't want to start with something kind of slow or sad or whatever. Something to just kind of get the spirit up. It is Queen. Their genres and moods switch up per album and per song. I really wanted to start with something upbeat. It should have been something that should have been an open for the album and not something like say Mustafa from that same album as the open. I
Okay.
don't know what they were thinking with that.
Gotcha. So this is actually gonna be another deep cut, and I'm actually gonna be rocking out with side A a lot because this is actually your introduction of just keeping the party started and keep on rocking. So
All right.
I'm gonna go with Stone Cold Crazy, Share Heart Attack.
Ooh,
And this is
that is
for
on my list.
the backstory behind this is just phenomenal because th- for the past 3 decades, from the early 70s onwards, Mike Ross worked for the Grouse family Holden business in St. Austell. Most people who met the someone has passed away in 2019 would be surprised to learn that he was once the bass guitarist in Queen. But get this, okay? On the evening of Saturday, June 27, 1970, then 22-year-old Gross drummer Roger Taylor, guitarist Brian May, and vocalist Fred Bursler played their debut gig as Queen at Cornwall's Toro City Hall. And the first song that was played was Stone Cold Crazy. And this, to be honest with you, I love the fast pace of it. This is actually one of those. It feels like a mosh pit that you're about to get slammed and pushed around because of Freddie Mercury's vocals. This is hands down one of my favorite songs, and also too, this also brings back memories for me because my dad and I we were on our way to something that I had to do right as a kid, and I had the cassette tape for this album, and I put it on, and
Mm.
guess what? That song comes on, we get a flat tire on the side. We end up getting a flat tire. So,
Stone Cold.
yep, it just stuck with me. And this is also with World Half Speed is the name of the album. So that's
Wow.
the yeah.
Wow.
So what
Nice
about
pick.
so what do you have for your number 3?
So the next track that I picked, yeah, another one bites the dust. I mean, it's
Okay.
it's a song. I don't suspect, you know, it was a hit. Mm. Some guy in the group. He's the bassist. He calls himself John Deacon. He didn't write many hits for the group. I don't understand why, but this song is kind of a hey ya situation. When you take the danceable element out of it, the lyrics are kind of grim.
They definitely are. And this comes from the Game album that came out in the 1980s.
Yes, and there's a literal song in there that talks about suicide. So, you know, it's not on my
And then
list, thankfully, but yes, this is another one. A lot of death references in here. But the lyrics kind of go back and forth. The first half of the song, from what I've read, John Deacon was inspired by old mobster Western movies. They have a lot of violence in them. Lyrics like Steve walks really down the street with Brimpool when I low. Ain't no sound but the sound of his feet. Machine guns ready to go. Are you ready? Hey, are you ready for this? Are you hanging on the edge of your seat? Out of the doorway, the bullets rip to the sound of the beat. Another one bites the dust. Then it pushes up to a domestic dispute between a partner and wife. And then eventually learning how to beat up a man in general. You can beat him, you can cheat him, you can treat him bad and leave him when he's down. So when you take the danceable elements out, you're thinking, gosh, who could have possibly pissed off the person that wrote the song? Your guess is as good as mine, but it's a danceable song. I picked it as a second one. I needed something that could be a good hit kickoff. I'm
I
saving the
really love
last
that
best
song.
hit for last. Yeah, another
Yeah.
advice for this. Yes,
And not only
when I
that,
go
but I
back to a lot.
mean, like I said, side A is basically your party up songs in a sense where basically they're starting off the playlist if they were actually gonna do this playlist in concert. This is actually what they would actually start with. Something heavy, something in your face, Another one by Seduce is hands down one of my favorite songs and stuff like that. You cannot go to a live concert of Queen and they not play that song.
Yeah.
And everybody who besides We Will Rock You and We Are the Champions, this is actually what they're known for. This is what every single time that you turn on 80s radio on Sirius, this song plays.
Yeah. And that's how I first got introduced to the song. If it wasn't the SpongeBob edit on YouTube, people used to do music video edits, all their cartoons. It was definitely Sirius XM. They played that song on the regular. I think that was one of the earliest Queen songs that I definitely remember. Like, ah, that's that group. So I have a special affinity to it.
I love it. I love the upbeat of it for it to be like the Mystic debut and stuff like that in a sense. And then, and this is like
Right.
basically drawing in a bar and punching somebody out after having a domestic abuse with your wife or whatever. Having a word
And
with
then
your wife and you're
speaking
pissed
on
off.
punching,
Right. But you're pissed off. You go to the bar and then you take out your anger on somebody else. And then, yeah.
I wish that I read it somewhere that it was initially going to be the opening montage for Rocky 3 before Eye of the Tiger was considered.
It would have been interesting. But it's
Yeah,
not, I don't know. Eye of the Tiger is more Rocky to me. I think it's just because of
yes.
nostalgia, but it doesn't fit Rocky.
Right. Bites the Dust is a bit too grim, but I expected it in a gangster movie.
Right. So what I picked out was this. Okay. I decided to go with another deep cut. Right. And
Right.
as I'm doing this, I'm like, okay, I don't want to slow this down. I want to keep the beat, keep on going. You know what I mean? I don't want to slow this down anymore.
Hmm.
Down because I want to use side B to slow down some things. Um, but I decided to go with the Prophet song at the
Ooh.
opera.
Ooh, this selection.
I love this song. I thought this was actually perfect for the vibe that they're going for at that time for a night at the opera. It definitely has that vibe of Freddie being on stage and everything and just
Hmm.
performing this song. And it feels like kind of like a Broadway play, the way that
It does.
um just the way that he has the lyrics, the way he projects his voice, everything about this feels like an opera. And it's
Yeah.
perfect for this album. Um I love the lyrics to it. My favorite lyric I think I have written down on here is I dreamed I saw on a moonlit stair spreading his hand on the multitude there, a man who cried for a love gone stale, and ice cold hearts of charity bear. I love that. I don't know why. I just love that lyric. And just knowing like, okay, well, you know, he he fell in love with somebody. He's dreaming of someone that he used to be in love with, and
Hmm.
now the love has gone stale, and it's now that they've broken up, and he's looking for someone to actually show some charity towards him. It's just a great song. I love it. This is like one of my favorite songs that you can think of with Queen, especially if you're going to go with a deep cut.
Yeah.
And you can't go wrong with the song. I mean, it describes and depicts everything that you want for this album. And yeah, that's everything think I wanted to say as far as that goes. But is there anything that you wanted to add with it?
Yeah, man, the Prophet song is a really, really good song. I think that's their longest out of their catalog. Is over 8 minutes.
Yeah, eight
Longer
minutes
than,
and 21 seconds. Yeah,
yes, longer than the other song from the album that people might be expecting to be on the list. Who knows? It pop up. But yeah, I believe Brian May wrote it when he was dreaming in a hospital. He
yeah.
had
Brian
suffered
May.
hepatitis during a tour with Mott the Hoople in North America that prematurely stopped it. They had to cancel the rest of their dates as an opener because Brian May fell ill. And this song was apparently one of the bases from his hospital stay. Supposedly, that's what I read. It could be different, but comes around the same period.
But
But
yeah,
if that's the case, I can see the dreams we vibes of it.
right. And also too, an 8 minute and 21 minute song, and 20 second song. Especially when you look at the context of Bohemian Rhapsody as well, being on this record and being like, okay, this is being drawn out a little too much. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I like longer songs. I'm a sucker for longer songs because you can do a
Yeah,
lot with a longer song and you can show different range of emotion when you come down to it. And it's not the same kind of style. You can change it up. And that's why I like longer songs. Yeah, it may feel like it's drawn out on live concert, but it depends on the delivery of it and how you do it. It could knock it out of the park.
indeed.
Right? So go on ahead.
Yes. Now the next track that I have here, since we're going to be on a night of the opera timing, I picked another deep cut from a night at the opera. That might surprise you, it might not, but I figured since following another one bites the dust, we're on the topic of, of death here. I have Death on Two Legs.
What do you have?
Oh, I think you went out for a second. Let me repeat that one more time. Death on Two Legs.
Death on Two Legs. Sounds like my life. Okay. So-
Okay, so this song is not necessarily a party vibe per se, but it's
no.
something that you can bop to. And I felt that in the spirit of diss songs, mostly in the hip hop genre, the Kendrick Lamars and the Drakes going back and forth. I feel like in the rock category, this was probably one of the earliest in the rock section of diss songs. Apparently, Freddie wrote this about one of Queen's former managers who treated him very terribly. And this
Yeah.
it's got some very, very vicious lyrics, especially the opening. You suck my blood like a leech. You break the law and you breach. You screw my brain till it hurts. You've taken all my money and you want more. There's
It
other
feels like an
jabs at the victory
NWA
manager.
song by Ice Cube with no
Yes,
Vaseline.
that's how it was like. Freddie went into overdrive in the studio. I love it. I love it. Oh my God, I mean, it's just all kinds of insults. The guy's being called an overgrown schoolboy, a dog with a disease, a sewer rat decaying in a cesspool of pride. There's even a lyric in the chorus that suggests that the subjects should contemplate suicide, jokingly, obviously, jokingly. But I think that is definitely one of their most vicious in their catalog. And I figured it would be good to just get that out of the way early.
Hey, there's nothing like a beef song, right? Especially when you look at
Yeah,
rock and roll and has a message to send to the man, right? This is a
right.
song that is basically what you would actually get out of an NWA song from like Vaseline or any type of beef record, like you said with Kendrick Lamar and Drake. So this is actually
Yeah,
perfect. You know what I mean? And there was a lot of shit talking that goes down over at rock concerts though too. There's all and
yes.
back in like in the early 2000s, like whenever the tap out shirts were a big thing with MMA and everything, everybody wanted to fight each other. So
Mm.
so you can go to a concert without someone starting shit with a UFC t-shirt. I'm not trying to. Please don't come at me if you wear a UFC t-shirt or anything
I
like
don't
that.
have one,
I'm
so
just
you're good
saying
with
I've
me.
seen things. I've seen things.
You're good with me. I don't have any of those.
So okay, this actually fits into the next song that I have to top your song about beefing.
All
Tear it
right,
up.
let's go. Wow. Tear it up. Perfect.
I think it's actually fits it perfectly. I wasn't expecting it to for your beef track to keep on going after that song, but it just kept on going. Mercury would not just let it go, so you just had to tear it up.
Tear it up. Wow, I was expecting back chat, but I'm glad you did tear it up. That's another diss song.
But I love this song, and it kind of has a little bit of the same kind of flavor as another one bites the dust in a sense because it says, "Are you ready? Are you? Hey, are you ready?"
Are you ready? Aye,
Right.
aye,
So
Captain.
it, but it also has like a WWE kind of in your face rawness with it though too.
Yeah, it does.
And hey, are you ready? We're gonna turn it up. Yeah, yeah. Turn me loose,
Yeah,
baby.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
But hey, give me your mind, baby. Give me your butt. Yeah.
Right.
Let's have a party. Yeah. But
You can
it
tell
is
Freddie singing it's like I don't feel comfortable singing this. This is about a woman. Give me your body, give me your mind.
like
Singing this through gritted teeth.
he's like, you're gonna be with me. That's as aggressive as you can get after he gets done with the record label. He now wants to have control over a woman, which is a bad placement
Give
at the
me your
same
body.
time. Give me your body. I
Your
want to
body.
tear it up and break it up.
Oh
Let me go.
no, Freddie.
But yeah, this song is hands down one of my favorites. This playlist right now is just going nonstop. It's not slowing down 1 minute of this. So I definitely like where this is going.
For sure.
Okay, now we got two controversial ones out of the way. What do you have for your next one?
Well, this next one that I picked is controversial. There's a lyric in there that's widely debated. I'll briefly cover it. But this is another deep cut, and this comes from their Queen 2 album. It's entitled The March of the Black Queen.
I like where you're going with that.
Yeah,
Why
yeah, with that title, you're probably thinking controversial. Where could they go with this?
yeah, but I want to know. I mean, why that song and everything? What was your favorite moment from that song?
Well, not the controversial lyric, obviously, but the song is kind of a precursor to Bo Rap in the sense that the tempos and the moods just shift. It starts a little slow, it picks up, then it slows back down again, and it picks back up again for a rousing finale. If you want to look for a precursor to Bo Rap that's is similar in length, it's about 30 seconds longer than Bo Rap, about 6 minutes and 30 something seconds. This is your song. The March of the Black Queen just has it all. The chorus, it goes crazy. The backgrounds, everything's overlayered. It's just a
But
masterpiece. Greatly
especially
done.
this one part. Put them in a cellar with the naughty boys. Little
Yes.
lick of sugar, then a rub
Sugar
a
in the
dub,
room.
baby. This almost feels like Silence of the Lambs with. It almost feels like Silence of the
Yes.
Lamb and Lambs in a sense.
And yes, it's a controversial lyric now, but N-word sugar had a different meaning back in
Right,
Britain's ye old days. It basically meant brown sugar, not a black person. But
right.
understandably, it's been removed from current, lyric sheets for the song. They replaced it with brown sugar, or they just say a little bit of sugar. Just ignore the complete the complete segment.
But you can also go with cocaine if you're going to go with sugar, though, too.
I'm surprised they didn't go with that.
Because that's what I was, because
A
sugar
little
can
Kobe
actually,
sugar.
right. Because think of it, sugar amps you up, and so does cocaine. And sugar is basically a caffeine mechanism because when you go to AAs and stuff like that, you're not allowed to have anything that's caffeine. So,
Yeah.
I mean, it makes sense for it to actually be cocaine, but even though that's not what it's not what they're talking about, though.
Yeah. That's one of the things that I can definitely say. I'm a fan. I can defend that line. It's a lot more easy to defend than Sun City. So
But I get
yes,
what they're going for, though. I mean, he's basically now. Correct me if I'm wrong, but it's basically just crime on black, kind of like what's going on in today's world, right?
yeah, it's kind of a fantasy. I do think there's underlying themes of war and royalty within that too.
Right. Yeah, I definitely like where you went with that, and also too, it slows down and then it picks back up and then it slows down again. So you kind of have like a little bit of a balance between the
Yeah,
two. So I
yeah,
like that. I like the fact that you picked something where it has a little bit of balance of slowing down, but also picking up at the same
yeah. Something to follow Death on Two Legs in the sense of overlapping choruses going back and forth with each other.
time. Okay. So I actually did kind of the same thing with this next one, and this is actually
Oh,
track 8. Um, that we have. By the way, I forgot to tell you that what track number we're on. but we're actually on track 8 now.
I've
And
been doing good with this, so
yes. So guess what? You said that you picked a song where it slows down and then picks back up, right?
hmm
So I ended up putting in "Don't Stop Me Now."
wow.
I mean, I was actually cleaning my. Now this is actually a hit. This is not a deep cut. So I decided to throw in something that
Yes.
everybody knows because by
In
the
the
by,
UK, it was a hit. Stateside, it didn't do good on Billboard. It
I
only
don't know
made
why
number
though. I
86.
mean, is it because it felt like more like a musical or what?
Probably.
Because I like this. I really like the upbeat with it, the slowness of it. Because I'm over there doing the dishes like when we got before the show, and I'm over there. Don't stop. Nothing's gonna stop me now. And here I am splashing water everywhere. I'm actually having a good time washing dishes while listening to this song.
You're gonna make
And
a supersonic man out of yourself.
right, but it does have a musical kind of flavor to where I think that it more resonates with the UK versus the United States.
Yeah.
But I just love this song. I mean, it was even on Hardcore Henry for that um for that trailer.
Wasn't it in Shaun of the Dead or one of those British movies as well?
Yeah, it was. It was. It was in Shaun of the Dead, I think.
Yep.
Which is a movie I reviewed back in October. That you guys can check out. But thank you for the segue. But yeah, but yeah, that's what I have for my track 8.
So I guess it's back up to me for track 9. And my
Yep.
closer for side A on my mixtape, I picked from A Day at the Races, Somebody to Love. This is the second hit that I selected. Again, we're continuing the trend of overlapping choruses, going back and forth with each other. And this time the beat is a little more steady. It's more gospel inspired. I read that Freddie was inspired by Aretha Franklin and her gospel albums that she put out back in the 70s, and got this idea to put out this gospel tinged number. Uh, and it's just another beautiful, it's a bit of a nice little love song. It's been covered plenty of times. It was in a movie as well. Anne Hathaway, I can't think of the name of it. She did it, and Happy Feet as well, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, it was. So it's a nice little closer for side A. Something nice and slow, but something you could bop ahead to still.
Until you get to my track 10 of side 8. But 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 we'll get to that in a minute. But I definitely love that song, "Somebody to Love." That was actually going to be on my side A, but I decided not to go with it. I wanted to do more deep cuts and then go in with something that everybody knows on track 8. But I definitely love it. And my wife says Bohemian Rhapsody. Yes, baby. Bohemian Rhapsody is hands down one of my favorite songs. I loved it on Wayne's World. That song was not, matter of fact, if it wasn't for Wayne's World or whatever, it wouldn't have the resurgence that they had back in the 90s either. So Wayne's World
Yeah,
actually saved the Queen. So yeah.
literally.
And Under Pressure by Bowie. Yes, you cannot go wrong with that. Yeah.
The audience was clamoring for the hits. Where are they?
Right? They're somewhere.
They're
Somewhere
somewhere.
soon.
We'll figure it out.
But
Hmm.
okay. So here's the thing. I definitely like what you did with Somebody to Love. I definitely love it. I like the slowness of it. It also I love the chorus. I also like the guitar work with this record.
Yes.
It's like when I'm in the car, I'm like, yeah, somebody to, and then I'm like acting like I'm projecting a choir. I'm like, love, love,
Yes. Somebody.
and
Yeah, I
it
love
does
that.
feel like, and it does feel like a soul song because he
Yeah.
had Aretha Franklin as someone that inspired him.
hmm
So I like that vibe of the fact that he had someone that inspired him to do something. Yeah.
Yeah. And the fact that he
So
wanted her to sing, and unfortunately, I don't think she ever did, sadly. But you know,
that would have been awesome. Have
yeah.
her, Bowie, and Mercury to do all
Right. Somewhere in the heavens, they probably performed it probably about 500 times. But
that. One day I'll get up there.
yeah. So I can see that finally.
So I decided to close side A with the Hitman.
Wow. And I wanted to put that in there, but there's just so much material, it didn't make the cut.
I mean it. I love this song. I like the lyric, "Hit man, now you don't cry. I'm just a just hit it, man. You might get fried. Gun in my pocket. Don't get me wrong. I'll be your hit man. I'm a fool for your love.
Boom, boom.
I'm a hit
I'm a
shredder.
hit.
That's better." Kinda, once again, I'm kind of
Sound like he's
Vanilla
trying to do a
Ice.
rap.
Yeah.
Vanilla Ice stealing music again.
No,
Yo, wow.
but I love it. I think that after you get done wanting somebody to love, you got the hit man on there.
Right. What a wonderful follow up. You're not
So
gonna love me. I'm about to hire a hitman.
after you get done tearing it up, but yeah. Uh, so
Perfect.
so we're gonna read. So on your side A for on track one, what do you have? Because what we're gonna do is we're just gonna go down the line of what we said that we had at the very beginning, and then we'll go.
So for
Then
side,
we'll,
yeah, for
yeah,
side A, right?
right.
I had "Let Me Entertain You" as my track one.
Okay.
Another
Track
one bites
two.
the dust
Yeah, go ahead.
as my track two, right?
Okay.
Let me
Oh, hold on.
see. "Death on Two Lit."
Actually, it goes on my track two, so then it goes to your track three.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Go ahead, go ahead.
Okay. So track two would be Stone Cold Crazy, Share Heart Attack.
Okay. My track three was "Death on Two Legs," "A Night at the Opera."
Okay. And track four for me is the Prophet song.
Track five for me, "The March of the Black Queen."
Okay. And then on then track six, I got Tear It Up.
Track seven, because I got the numbers mixed up. We're gonna put another one bites the dust as a placeholder. There is actually my three. We'll make it seven.
Then
Your
after
track
that,
eight is
yeah, track eight is Don't Stop Me Now.
okay. My track nine is "Somebody to Love."
And then track 10 is The Hitman for me.
All right.
So now we're gonna give this a convertible. We're gonna flip the tape over, and
All right.
then
Go.
so I'm gonna start off with side B, and I'm gonna do this with The Show Must Go On.
Whew. All right. This is gonna be a very funny situation.
Jealousy.
Ah, that's another deep cut.
It's a good one. Good deep cut,
I
baby.
mixed on it. Yeah.
But yeah, show must go on. I figured, okay, after you get done fighting, after you get done inside the mosh pit, after you get done trying to hit on the woman because you're the hitman and tearing it up and having the and all that other stuff, you show must go on. I'm sorry, people are over there fighting and everything. Has no intentions of slowing down yet. But yeah, show must go on. Side B.
All right. Well, what a great opener. So my track two for the side B is "Stone Cold Crazy." What a coincidence. Wasn't brought up beforehand.
That's actually a good one. What made you go with Stone Cold Crazy though?
I figured side B, side A, I wanted to get some of the more experimental sounds out. Side B, we're just gonna rock out for the rest of it. Stone Cold Crazy was the perfect opener for my side B. And your track two overall, simply for the early metal vibes, it's just very headbangy. It's quick, it's straight to the point, it's fast lyrics. One of my favorites. I had to put it in there as the opener. Bonus points for Metallica covering.
You know what? But my favorite lyric from that one though is sleeping very soundly on a Saturday morning. I was dreaming I was Al Capone. There's a rumor going around. Got to clear out of town, and I'm smelling like a dry fish bone. I
Fishbone. That's a group.
I loved it. I just love
Oh
the
yes,
I just love that lyric to it. But what's your
yes,
favorite lyric from
man.
this song?
It's a great opener. From Stone Cold Crazy. That's what I'm just digging right now while I was listening to you. It's not exactly that one. My favorite lyric comes around later. Walking down the street, shooting people that I meet with my rubber tubby water gun. Here comes the deputy. He's gonna come and get at me. I gotta get up and run. They got the sirens loose. I ran right out of juice. They're gonna put me in the cell if I can't go to heaven. Will they let me go to hell? Stone cold crazy.
Almost sounds like a
Freddie was
GTA
about that
song.
water gun action. Yes. Freddie was about that water gun action.
So after that, this is gonna be. I promise you guys, we did not plan this out the way that our track list goes because
Yeah,
we
we
never
did it
told.
separately.
Right, and only that, but we didn't tell each other what our track lists are until the show, until we are actually live right now, and these are actually our reactions.
Yes, all we
So
did
you
was
will,
going back and forth with some of these hits are not going to be on my list. Some of these hits are
right,
not going to be on my list.
right. So I decided to go and slow things down a little,
Okay.
and I decided to go Highlander. I decided to
Ooh,
go Who Wants to Live Forever.
wow. Nice.
Right after Stone Cold Crazy, we slow it down just a little bit.
After Freddie shoots everybody with a water gun, let's who wants to live forever? Perfect.
Right? I just love it. I love this song. It's hands down one of my favorite songs. I love Highlander. Highlander was one of my favorite TV shows and movies growing up, and just hearing Freddie's lyrics, it gives me goosebumps to this day. You know,
Yes, a very moving song.
after
And I definitely tried to hold back a little bit of, tried not to get choked up during that scene of the movie. That was one of the bright parts they had, right? God,
but but
it's a
touch
different
your
movie.
touch my lips with your lips, touch my world with your fingertips, and we can have forever. We can love forever. Forever is our day. That's hands down one of my favorite lyrics from that song, and it is very moving. It slows things down. It's a
Mhm.
great ballad. It's a song that everybody knows if you're a huge Highlander fan. But yeah, Brian May's on the verse. You also have Brian May on the chorus. You have Freddie on the second verse, and then it goes into Freddie on the chorus, and then of course a guitar solo. This is everything you want in a rock ballad.
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely, man. Now, I guess the ball is back in my court with
Yep.
track three of side B. I am going
Well,
to
that
pick
would
things
actually
up.
be your track four. That would be your track four.
Okay, track four. Goodness gracious, we are going back and forth. It's like a game of rubber
Okay.
ball here. The track that I selected comes from their debut album, and it's titled Liar.
Okay.
Yeah,
So basically, you're calling him a liar who wants to live forever.
and now that I think about it, my goodness, this was not planned. This was just how things were set up. My goodness.
Right. But
So
what?
yeah, Liar.
Yeah.
Yeah, Liar is another one of those, ish type of songs, and it's long in itself. I just checked the runtime for that, but that was also over 6 minutes. So around the same time as the March of the Black Queen, just not as was kind of vague still, but it's a little more easier to point out. Obviously, it happened with the narrator, the singer of the song, and his father. Uh, some of the lyrics, opening lyrics goes, "I have sinned, dear Father. Father, I have sinned. Try and help me, Father. Won't you let me in? Liar. Nobody believes me. Liar. Don't you leave me alone. Won't you leave me alone?" So maybe the character is going through something here. The story, the story takes a bit of a upturn, up and down. But also, I like the chorus work in the latter half of the song, the all day long back and forth. I kind of
Yeah.
like that. It's still the early stage, so it's not full on overlaid chorus, but it's nice to see it when it's a little bit subdued. You can see where they were going with the longer tracks. It's one of my
Right.
favorites from their debut.
Sometimes I wonder about the song though, if it's actually just Mercury going through things with his father, stuff like that
And then
too.
later on with his mama. Mama gonna be your
right.
slave all day long.
Never mind. It's just a. I can see. I can see Freddie sending him this track. Like, oh, Freddie, he sent us a new song. Let's see what he has. And it's this song. And then all of a sudden they turn him up. A slave.
That would have been funny if they followed this track up with another deep cut on that album, Jesus, but they did not. But it would have been funny.
But but it's about asking for forgiveness from your father and
Yeah.
wanting forgiveness for the things you've done probably in your past.
Mm.
And he wants direction in the clear cut way of asking for forgiveness and asking direction from his own father and the love of his own father.
Hmm.
And I'm thinking that Mama, I'm gonna be your slave is basically saying, look, I'm your not saying like slave as in a bad way, but slave is like I'm your child.
No.
Like no, like I'm not trying to
No.
say it like that, but in the context of the fact that saying I am your son. I love you. I am a slave to your love for you because I'm your son. But that's just me going a little
Yeah.
bit deep on it. But ah,
Yeah. It's the magic of those songs. Freddie liked for us to interpret it, or the listener to interpret the
right.
songs how we need to interpret. So
I love it. I love
that's
this
what makes a lot
song.
of his earlier songs really good. Yeah.
I thought it was really good. Um yeah. So after Liar, which is what your what oh so I have was it all worth so that was your track
Ooh.
what?
I believe you said that was my track four, three or four.
Yeah, yeah, track
What's
4.
that?
So now I have track 5 as my was it all worth it?
Ooh, that's a good choice as well.
And the reason why I chose this is because for this side it's like questioning your own life, wondering was this all worth it in the end? Was everything
Mm.
I've done up to this point worth it? As Freddie probably also questioned everything in the band as well and wondering was this all worth it in the end?
Right.
So, you know, um basically your life can be the band and you don't know what direction to go in if you're wondering questioning different things in your own life because I look the reason why I built side A the way built side A up was basically you're young, you're in your 20s, you're partying, and then life hits you as you get older. And you start
Yeah.
questioning things. And you
Mhm.
don't think things the way you did when you were younger. So that's why I went a little bit deeper with was it all with this a little bit was because of the fact that was it all worth it. So that's why I went with track 5 for was it all worth
Good choice. Terrific choice, even. So for my track six, I'm up to date now. Here we go. I picked a hit that people were clamoring for in the comment section. I'm sure you could probably take a guess as to which it is.
it? Which one is it? Under pressure? Were you under pressure?
That that's right. Under pressure. Or ice ice baby to some people, but we're gonna say under
Well,
pressure.
Vanilla Ice is that don't sound the same because my CV goes dum dum ba dum dum.
Dun 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 dun. Dun, dun.
Which he's full of
I know
crap.
the lawyers have to be sitting like serious.
Right.
It's
But
one
yeah,
chord switch. It's the same thing. Goodness gracious.
but no, I'll let you have the floor though. Tell me why you like that track though.
So this is Queen's only credited collaboration, and this is with the one, the only, the grand old Duke himself, Mr. David Bowie. They were actually supposed to collaborate on two tracks from this album session, Hot Space, which I feel like is a bit overhated, sort of because the sounds are all over the place. Uh, 1 minute is R&B, another minute is new wave. But with Under Pressure, It has a very, very moving story. Uh, it's about seeing people in the streets struggling, trying to figure out how to help them. And it's kind of a back and forth with should we not? I think both Freddie and David's vocals complement each other very well. Freddie just hits this bombastic note later on in the song. Is just ah, it's good. It's one of my favorites from the Hot Space, and simply for the fact that it's a collaboration between two artists that I truly enjoy. I had to put it on side B because come on, under pressure.
I love that song.
Good.
Hands down one of my favorites.
Yeah.
Bowie and him just going back and forth. It's just awesome. That power lyric at the towards the end of it with Freddie and just letting it out. It's like this
Yeah.
tension that he sets, right? Whereas like he knows exactly
Hmm.
when he wants to do it. Bowie just lets him
Yeah.
he steps aside just to let Freddie just do his own thing. And it comes out really clean. It comes out really good. And I like the whole entire conflict of it is like, should we help? Should we not help? I feel under pressure by doing what I'm doing, stuff like that. It's all question your own inability of should I step up and do something or should I not?
Yeah.
So
And some
I like
very,
that.
very moving lyrics closer to the end. Because love's such an old fashioned word, and love dares you to care for the people on the streets at the edge of the night. And love dares you to change our way of caring about ourselves. This is our last dance. This is ourselves. Very moving. And I kind of like that they're in two, it feels like they're in two separate places. Freddie's obviously in this stadium belting it out. It's like Bowie's in this bar, just pressure.
You know what? I would love to see him in rush hour traffic and Freddie's over in the stadium while this is happening. And these two guys are just singing this song.
In two different spots.
Right. That's perfect.
And
If
Bowie trying
Freddie
to
would
sing over the traffic. Pressure.
so track 7 for me is Bohemian Rhapsody.
Oh, there it
So yeah,
is.
yep. So I decided to go with Bohemian Rhapsody because of the fact that yeah,
Mama
your
just
song's
killed a man.
Mama just killed a man after questioning my own inabilities of what I should or should not be doing.
I just love the way that this list just contradicts itself.
But
I
yeah,
love it.
this is also another opera song from that album. Um, when you have that whole entire song being played out where he's being sentenced because of the fact that he killed somebody, and he's admitting his crime to his mom, and then all of a sudden it goes into the sentencing of it, and then you're just rocking out through the whole that middle section, and then after that
Yeah.
slows back down at the end of it. I really love this song. I jam out in the car. I'm just like on Wayne's World, full throttle when that starts happening. It's like at first I'm in my feelings, and then after that you let it all out. It has that tension, and
Right,
then once
like,
that tension,
Mama killed the man. Easy come, easy go. Whoa. And
let him go. And no,
then you rock it out. So you think you can stone me and spit my eye? Yeah. Yeah.
and I heard a cover of this from Sons of Anarchy,
Oh,
and
wow.
by the Red Buffalo,
Wow.
and yeah, and it's not good. I was excited when I heard about it because I was thinking that they were going to keep it the same in a sense, but it's way too slow and it doesn't have that same emotional effect to it. But 21 Pilots did a better job doing this than that version.
Right, and it did. The Freddie Mercury tribute concert gave us Elton John collaborating with a controversial artist.
Yep.
Axl Rose from Guns N' Roses is not the first time he has even collaborated with Eminem later. So what a
Right.
coincidence.
So what do you have as far as your track 8?
So the track eight for moi, yours truly, or yeah, track eight. I have "It's Late" from News of the World.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. I had to. You got these long songs. We got a lot of long songs here. So again, in the continuing tradition of questioning yourself, it's a Brian May pen song about longing for someone that you love and trying to get things right before it's too late. I think that's the simplest explanation that I can give you for this one. But
This
again,
was actually
yeah, go ahead.
this was actually played at the end of Seth Rogen movie.
Yeah, I think it was it Pineapple Express or is it
No, no, no.
Observant Report? One of those movies.
Not Pineapple Express, not the interview.
Or is it Observant Report?
Observant Report.
Yeah,
When the
that's
cops are
it.
throwing
I remember that
down.
being
Yeah. But yeah.
yeah,
I
totally
love
different
that.
meaning there.
Yeah. But
But once again, you got another 6 minute burger of a song, and it's a banger. I truly, I love it. It's a good song.
it's one of my favorites, to be honest with you. I mean, this is hands down one of my favorite Queen songs. I definitely like the vibe of it. I definitely love everything about the song. So yeah, I can see why.
Absolutely.
So track 9, I went with "We Will Rock You."
Ah, another hit that people might have been clamoring for.
Right. So I remember hearing this on the Mighty Ducks. This is also the reason why I bought a Queen album was because of this. And of course, after you get done having "We Will Rock You," it also plays "We Are the Champions."
Mhm.
Right after "We Will Rock You," but "We Will Rock You" is like an anthem of the '90s. You cannot go
Yeah,
anywhere without
yeah.
that song being played. And my mom did not understand it. She goes, "Being all disgraced with mud on your face, somebody better put your bag into your place. This song doesn't make sense." I said, "I know, but I'm rocking out to it." I'm like, in the
It's rock.
car,
I'm rocking out.
I'm like,
Free.
he goes,
Yeah.
here she is analyzing the lyrics. I'm like, isn't this great?
No,
But
it makes no sense. Who's Buddy?
don't worry about Buddy. I don't care about Buddy. It's "We Will Rock You."
Yes, the song that has been heard in every movie that had a
But yeah,
kind of
Air
sports
Bud,
anthem. Revenge of the Nerds, or was that We're the
right?
Champions? I don't know.
But yeah, that's my track 9.
So for track 10, people are going to be disappointed and I'm not going to follow it up with We Are the Champions. Like some people probably would do that. I'm going to wrap things up with The Show Must Go On.
Okay, so so
It's so the track's so nice you gotta play it twice on the same side.
I can see Freddie going, looking at the playlist, looking at the song list. Brian, what the fuck did you do?
We're gonna do The Show Must Go On twice. We're gonna open the
It
side
has to
B.
go on again.
That's why I said earlier, like, oh, this is going to be a messy situation.
You know, you have that one song that's on repeat twice, and you don't mean to put it on repeat. This is what's going
That's
on.
kind of what happened here.
Right.
Like, wait a minute, I thought, isn't there? Where's We're the Champions?
But could you see them in concert? Go, we have another song for you. It's like, wait, didn't they just play this?
We're doing it again. Encore. They used to do We Will Rock You twice at
Like my
concerts. They
preacher
used to
used to
do it
say, if you
slow.
didn't, like my preacher used to tell me when I was in youth, he goes, well, until you learn what I talked about the first time, we're gonna keep on preaching about the same thing. So
Right,
that's exactly what Freddie's doing. You didn't learn anything the
right.
first
This
time,
is
so yep.
this is his swan song. This is one of the last songs he recorded before his inevitable passing. Just in case you didn't get the lyrics, we're gonna run it back one more time because it's just that much of a banger. I know Moulin Rouge had a whole cover and everything, but on its own, my goodness, the show must go on. The show must go on. Inside my heart is breaking. My makeup may be flaking, but my smile still stays on. It's a very beautiful, moving song. And I thought it was a great way to close side B. I didn't know that we were going to have it on already, but
No,
so
it's
be it.
okay. And I'm not gonna do a hidden track because the hidden track you already have. So there you go.
Right.
The hidden track was actually gonna be "It's Late."
Oh, and my hidden track after the fact, after a little bit of an overlay was another deep cut from their last released album with Freddie vocals, "It's a Beautiful Day." I thought it was, a great song to close out on. It's very
You know what?
beautiful,
We
very
actually
short,
created a
crisp.
playlist that could be a musical.
Right. Like after the show must go on, we're gonna have the hidden track. It's a beautiful day, and then here you go. After that song ends with "It's late" again. Like I know I just heard this song already.
Right. It's so good we had to play it twice. But that's why there's no hidden
You
track from me. So therefore,
know what they say about those songs about lateness.
wait, don't bring that up. Okay. But yeah, guys, that's gonna be it as far. Well, hold on, that's not the end of it. So side B for me was "Show Must Go On,"
Okay, my track two was Stone Cold Crazy.
and then I also have "Who Wants to Live Forever" for my track 3.
For my track four, I have Liar.
Okay, track 5, I have "Was It All Worth It."
Track six, I put Under Pressure.
Number 7, I have "Bohemian Rhapsody."
Track eight, I put It's Late.
Number 9, "We Will Rock You."
And for track 10 and encore, The Show Must Go On.
And this is the special edition mixtape. But
Right,
don't
with
feel
the
bad.
remix.
I'm going to tell you what this reminds me of, okay?
Go ahead.
Whenever I purchased Creed, the Human Clay album, right? At the end of that
Yeah.
song, they had "Higher" play again.
Yeah, if you
And
told me to
as a
do
hidden track.
a mixtape for Creed, I would have picked Higher five times and With Arms Wide Open five other times. Because those are the
But
only
yeah,
two songs I can tell you.
so this is what that mixtape
Oh,
reminds me
Weather
of.
too. Those are three. Okay, three.
So yeah, guys, that's gonna be it as far as this mixtape goes. I hope that you guys enjoy this segment. This is our intermission for our mixtape memory. I hope that you guys enjoy it. Don't forget to boop that like button, subscribe button, and all that other good stuff over here at Movie Lovers Unite. Pick a flick. I know that you just dropped yourself a little review on the podcast that's featured a little green character.
Yeah, this character, he calls himself Shrek. He has a donkey and a
Donkey.
very beautiful wife named Fiona. Yes, I covered the sequel to Shrek because it celebrates 20 years this month. I figured it'd be the perfect review to cover before I cover other things. I had to switch it up a little bit. I was gonna do Godzilla X Kong. I'm still gonna do it, but I figured Shrek had to come out first because it's from my childhood. I had to cover it.
Well, with that being said, Rossie is going to be doing her show at 9 o'clock Central Time and 7 o'clock p.m. Pacific Standard Time for her show. She actually has a show coming up on Rossie's Clubhouse, so that's going to be featured on her channel. She's going to be doing a show called Catching Up at Yums, which is an indie rapper from the Sacramento area. So go ahead and check that out. Then of course Saturday I'm going to have a guest on. We're going to be reviewing True Lies at 8 o'clock Central Time, 9 o'clock Eastern Time. And then the next following weekend we're going to be doing Can We Separate the Artist from the Art? That's
Ooh,
what
I
we are
wonder who
talking.
you're gonna have on there.
Maybe Marilyn Manson, maybe a little Kevin Spacey on the side. Mixed
Definitely no
in.
Robert Kelly. Definitely no
Uh,
Jerry Lee Lewis.
no, nothing like that.
No.
But anyways, guys, I thank you so much for commenting. I do appreciate that in the comment section. Go ahead, give us a 5-star review wherever you guys get your podcast from. And always until next time, guys, have a great and safe night, and we'll catch you guys on the next one.